Okay. Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to Simple Path, or in this case, Simple Peasants, as I come to call it. Only I call it that. Um, right. So, slight little thing. I believe we discussed it last Saturday, I believe, or at some point. The reason we did not have session yesterday is real life complications. God, may they stop haranguing us and harassing us. We did, however, work out a compromise. We are instead having what may be the last or penultimate session of Simple Peasants to close off this little side story. Last we left off, the village that all the townsfolk here call home has come under attack by what looks to be some sort of force of bandits. I think that's a good place
Banditry.
to just pick up and go. So, to everybody in the village, that being everybody except for Solomon, you all
Who
hear
is currently booking it down the hill.
You heard a signal horn blare across the open sky, shaking you out of your usual morning routines. And then the call of Captain Denmaw across the town of
It was so loud it cut out, I think.
Well, I also kind of whisper shouted it because I don't want to fucking blast it through the home.
You're good.
I believe
Two
you showed an
arms.
attack. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
he said, "We are under attack." He shouted, "We are under attack." He took the time, at least the minute it might have afforded him to gather the guard first, so as not to incite a panic, before then alerting the town as to what is happening. The guard has rallied. You can hear the sound of barracks being mobilized. You're not a big town. You don't have a huge militia or guard force. Everybody here at least should have some training in a weapon, and as such, everybody is expected to pitch in for the defense, or else it will lose your home. The guards are a small force that are better equipped and supposedly better trained than your typical townsfolk, and are supposed to be the brunt of the protective force for the town. That said, none of you have any idea of how big the attack might be, and if it's big enough to warrant sounding the horn, something that has not been done for most of you ever, then it's no drill, it's no small matter. This is not a couple of thieves or a couple of highwaymen. This is something enough to threaten the town as a whole. This is potentially life or death. The question becomes, do you all step up to the challenge? Or do you grab what little belongings you have, flee, or take shelter in your home? That is also an option.
All right, Feta, we're going off to war.
Well, after blowing the warning horn, Solomon, like I said, grabbed his things, got his armor on, and is currently booking it down the hill towards the town. He is joining the defense.
Okay.
With long sword in hand and his fur armor adorning himself.
I will say one thing. In the Duskwar home, Morian immediately jumps to his feet, the town priest in this case, the father, the patriarch of the household, looks to his daughter and to his son and to his father, and he says, "Father, protect the children. I must find the captain."
You don't have to tell me twice. Feta!
I know I can leave them in
You
your
can go
care.
out there, Father.
I have a duty to this town.
Me with you. We're going into battle.
Bartleby?
No.
Bartleby.
I
I admire your adventurous spirit. That is something I have always very much treasured about you. But this is not a game. And this is not an adventure. People are coming here to the town to
protect our home.
take our stuff. They are here to hurt us, hurt you, and if you went out there and you were harmed because I allowed you to, I would not be able to live with myself. I will go. I will see if perhaps I can negotiate with these people. People like this are often in search of something. We'll see if I can negotiate. Worst comes to worst, I will help in the preparatory efforts with Captain Denma. For now, stay home. Stay safe. And he will...
What if you die? I don't want to let that happen.
He pauses at the gate for a moment. He casts a look back.
The little bard is like tugging on his clothes. There's short stature.
Don't worry for me. My God is with me. I know he is. And with that, he will stride out the gate to the north side of town. There are others who are mobilizing alongside him. He joins up with them as they stride north. Others, you see neighbors with pets and belongings, children, barricading their homes, nailing shut windows, closing doors. Others packing mules and horses and carts and trying to get what few belongings they have onto some sort of pack animal and out of town. Solomon, out of breath, just in full armor, sword at his side, is, I imagine, sweating like hell and just tromping into town. Telly, you said you had something to say. Telly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I believe you wanted to say something, but I cut you off.
No, I'm sorry. I was just panicking because the bottom right corner, that little symbol, I thought it was fucking Beholder.
It's a compass rose.
I was like,
It's a very
I know
weird
I
compass
realized.
rose.
I realized it was a compass rose after the fact, but I went. It's like, no, we're leaving. That's it. We lost. Like, that's not gonna happen.
No,
Like,
that's TPK.
I saw that and just panicked. No, there was nothing there. I apologize. I was gonna say I didn't want to cut it off because there was no substance to what I was gonna say. I was just panicking.
So, what's it? Okay, yep. Checking everything. Okay. Now, Telly, the alarm horn has been sounded. It is, you heard the seldom used voice, hoarse and bellowing, like a ship horn of Denma. You've very seldomly heard him raise his voice before, but it carries. It's very distinctive.
How long has it been since the last time that we've heard this horn? Telly's been here for a long time.
Last time you ever heard something on this scale? You were barely a young man. Hell, might have been part of the impetus for why you left the town the first time. You lost a lot of people that day. A lot of children. A lot of broken families. A lot of burnt homes. Back then, you didn't have the numbers or the material to rebuild nearly as well as you have now. It took a long time. For Savanosk to recover from that attack. Back then, that was a dozen people with torches and knives.
Telly was probably just settling in for the night. Not necessarily drunk. Probably getting most of it worked
It's
up.
not nighttime. It is sometime like early, like just before noon.
Oh, so it's early or in the morning.
It's the next day.
It's the next day, so we got some sleep.
Yes, you did.
Well, jolting up then with the horn, Telly was probably already awake, tilling the fields as per usual, and hearing Solomon's voice like that for the first time in a long time. It there'd be a moment where Telly's muscles, his shoulders relax. He takes a deep breath, and he straightens himself out a little bit. All right. Well, let's see if it's still worth fighting for. And he's gonna march back on in to the home, yank out an old dusty chest, and pull out a dusty old hide jerkin, toss it on over, tight, doesn't fit as well as it did a couple while ago, nearly 40 years ago at this point, considering how old Telly is. And we'll slip it on. Take another deep breath. Grab some of the cheap bottled liquor that he has, just a swig, and then he'll march his way outside.
You see a panting, sweating, and armed Solomon in the street.
What's going on with you, sick man?
Actually, real quick, out of character. Which direction were they coming from again?
North.
Solomon is going to point northwards and say, coming north. Dozens.
And you're sure? Does? And you're sure? You're sure not just going
With
to
my own eyes.
In the distance, you can already hear shouting. It sounds like something cracking. You see what looks to be one of the watchtowers list just precariously enough, and then fall. There's a scream and a slam, and then you see one of the thatched roofs in the distance is completely caved inwards. There's a child crying and screaming. You can hear the sound, the smell of dry thatch beginning to burn.
Alright, maybe you ain't senile. Well, come on. He'll just he'll start marching his way over next, basically moving up next to Solomon, and then marching upwards.
Yeah. Solomon will join him.
Yeah, keeping pace with him.
All the while, Solomon's keeping his distance.
Yeah. Ain't no damn time for that.
Suit yourself. As he walks right up next to him.
As two unlikely allies, shoulder to shoulder, stand together in defense of their home. Dutch,
Yes.
your home is under
yes.
attack.
Well, time to pick up the arms and to defend the home because this is everything I have.
All right. What do you grab in this time of need?
This time of need? I'd be grabbing the scythe in which I cut the hay bundles for my lovely, lovely yaks.
All right, you heft up your farming scythe. Not exactly a tool of war, but you swung this thing, or things like it, for probably damn near your entire life at this point. No rider of death are you, but you're gonna try your best. And as you throw yourself, I suppose, you hopping over the fence post out of your garden plot, Buttercup comes alongside you. Buttercup nuzzles up to you. She's noticeably nervous. The feeling in the air seems to have gone to her.
Dutch would brush her fur. The scratching behind her ear. Just kind of soothe her, make sure that she's alright.
She makes a chortling noise, kind of does that distinctive flopping of the head back and forth, and a sort of like shaking off her tension, and joins you as you march north.
Atta girl. Yeah.
Okay, as Dutch and Buttercup join the fray. Moving over to a more populous, say, this, to the Duskor family, Duskor household. Bartolomeo, your son, has departed north, hopefully to intercept and perhaps negotiate with the bandits. You both know that that is an unlikely scenario, but you know that he feels he needs to try. He was never much of a fighter, and he knows that. It's something he confided in you when he was younger. But he feels he can at least offer something, if nothing else, encouragement to the townspeople. Now it's up to you just how much you believe in him in that regard.
Well, old Grandpa Bart is currently going around and picking up his quote unquote nightly attire.
Hmm.
Yeah.
By which you mean various pots and pans, pieces of like window dressing refashioned into armor for Feta.
The two other kids are gonna hear just a loud crack as he's taken an old door and he's just kind of taken an axe to it and made a little makeshift shield out of it. It's really bad. But
You take an old door that the family had just kind of put off to the side. You'd replace the actual door, the doorway that it was in a while ago. But this one's just been off the side. You've never really disposed or found a use for the wood. You were considering perhaps using it as firewood. So you take a hatchet and you chop it down to manageable size and make a serviceable plank shield out of it.
kids, where are all of you at? And I'm looking around for them.
Bartleby.
Bart the second. Yeah, she's still like by the door after their dad just left. Like almost like looking at the closed door, like hoping that he's gonna be like, just kidding, I'm back.
Monty's there next to you. He's
Yeah.
nervously shifting from one paw to the other. He's licking his chops, basically constantly, a clear sign of nerves on his part.
Yeah,
You can feel something's
understandably
wrong in
so.
the air.
Yeah, and little Bartleby looks to him and knows that animals are more perceptive and sensitive to this, and it does not help calm her at all. And she looks to her grandfather and to her brother, and she goes, "Oh, what do we do? We just stand around and wait to get killed?"
Prepare for the West, and when it comes time to kick ass, we kick ass.
So do we hold down the fort here?
Well, my full intention is helping with the others, but I also have to protect all of you. So, hey kids, want to use weapons? Just completely serious.
In one of the back rooms, you hear, I know you're not taking the kids out to fight the bandits, as you hear something clattering and slamming to the floor. At which point, your wife comes out and she's got an old leather sling in hand and a handful of rocks.
Not without you.
Actually, little Bartleby is gonna go, "Wow, I never knew Grandma was so badass."
Oh yeah, she is.
If they come anywhere within 30 yards of my home, I will show them the wrath of rocks. There is no
Yes.
hell hath no fury, like a grandmother's scorn. one person from the family household we haven't heard from. At least we heard from for a moment. Alton, where are you at right now? Mentally, I would say. Alton. Mm-hmm. Vera,
I bet his mic is fucked again.
probably.
Grandson. Damn, he's dead.
Man, he's there.
Your grandson trying to come in. Hello?
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hear you.
Now we hear you.
Okay, thank God. Okay. Yes, hello. Please repeat.
Your grandmother has armed herself with a sling and has declared that she has declared castle law on your home. Your grandfather is arming up in the finest of soup pans and carved up doors to
Of course.
join the defensive. Your younger sister is currently looking nervous, as is Monty, who is sticking to her like glue. But where are you mentally?
Mentally, anywhere but here. Alton is taken, definitely. He's he won't bring this up. At least not now. Not anywhere close to today. But if he makes it through today, in his childish ways, he might blame himself for what's going to happen.
A little
No,
bit of
well,
a little bit
seems
of
to
the
be
monkey
different.
paw. He feels like he tempted fate. Interesting.
Yep. So he's not doing so well. He's definitely shaking.
What?
And he looks towards his grandfather. He looks towards his little sister, especially her. And normally he's supposed to be the one who put up a big front, and protect her, right? And now she's the one who's all gung ho about this. Why? Why does this have to happen to them, to her? So he takes a deep breath and clears some of that snot in his nostrils. And he reaches out with one hand towards his grandma and goes, "Give me one. I'll help."
On closer inspection, you see that the leather sling that she is using is in fact one of her old bras. So she goes to hand it to you, thinks better of it, and then what do you call it? Goes into their bedroom, fishes out an old stocking, and gives that to you as a usable sling, as well as some of the family's finest rocks from the collection. You have a sling with rocks.
Wonderful. Okay, perfect.
So use Grandpa's underpants.
Well, if you wanted a parachute.
We don't talk about my large tiny whiteys anyways. Feta.
Shouldn't have fed you all those. Shouldn't have fed you all that stew all those years. So,
Feta.
yes,
You just-
Beta comes up alongside you, leaping the garden wall with a loud "Meh."
My noble steed. And I'm gonna get on top of Feta.
As your grandfather sits astride Feta, the very parodical image of the fool knight, decked out in cast iron pots and pans, chopped up doors, window dressing. The light catches him for a moment. Or maybe it's the fire building in the distance. For a second, there's an echo of the stories he would tell you. Then it's gone. Back in its place is an old man astride a goat, a pan for a helmet. I believe, what are you wielding for your choice of armament again?
For weapon,
Yes.
it is a light hammer.
Yes, you are wielding a carpenter's hammer. It's your choice of knightly weapon.
Yeah, hammer and large pot on my head. Chest plate's probably made from some pan that he found in the kitchen. Some large cast iron skillet.
Baking tray or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. As you are mounted, ready for combat.
Yeah.
Then comes the question to the children. Do you do as you're told and stay put? Or do you join the fight?
What's my little sister doing?
Well,
June?
I look
What
towards
does the little
June the
sister do?
witch.
Little sister is currently putting the little baby down to play.
Ah, I see. Dusk or Junior.
Yes.
She has gone through many pseudonyms. She was once an egg.
That's true. She was once Egg. I forgot we used to call Addie Egg.
Egg, then baby, now Duskor Junior.
Okay,
Very fitting, admittedly.
clutching the sling and the hand. So he has the rocks in his pocket, kind of like rustle and jangle. Not like into a coin purse, but you know, close enough to it. He looks towards the window of his room, and there's that brief moment where he ponders how many times he looked outside of that window when the sun was setting, and he thought to himself, anything but this. And again, he bites
Stab.
his lip,
Yep.
he chokes it down, and then he runs out the door towards the fighting.
Okay,
I'm here.
come back. Your brother, looking very conflicted, has resolved himself and has just left out the door, leaving you and your grandmother.
hold on. If you're gonna go off to war, I'm coming. You're gonna have to stick by me, and I'll fall behind on top of Feta.
Bartleby will look at her grandmother, look at her grandfather, look at the door that her older brother just left out of, her older brother and father just left out of. And she thinks to step out, but then knows better and first goes to her grandmother, looks up at her and goes, "Can I go? I promise, if it gets too bad, I'll just run and hide."
Many things in life need a woman's touch. War, surprisingly, turns out to be one of them. Someone's gonna look after those idiot men. And she looks to Monty and says, "If you don't bring her back, I will personally spay you."
Oh,
Monty whimpers. And she looks to you, Bartleby, says, "I know that Bart told you a lot of stories. And for a very long time, you've wanted to live them out. We don't have a lot of time to talk about anything. I can sit here and convince you about how it's too dangerous, but I can see it in your eyes. I prefer the family stay together and keep each other safe than sit here and fret and eventually wait. If you feel like you need to go, go. Don't wait." bring each other back alive. It's what family does.
Of course. We stick together. Blood's thicker than water and poop. And for the record, she leans in close. Don't tell anyone, but I know Grandpa's stories are all fake. I just like seeing him happy. And besides, I didn't give myself the middle name Braveheart for nothing. I'm not scared of anything.
She runs a old, gnarled hand through your hair, and it's gentle, despite the arthritis-riddled knuckles. She looks down at you and smiles. Says, I like seeing him happy too, Barty.
Now we're
Nice.
gonna go show those thieves who's boss.
Make them regret coming and making our home. Make them regret coming and attacking our home.
Yes.
They'll rue the day they heard the name Duskor.
Aye, aye, Grandma. And with letting go of Grandma, grabbing a hold of her spade, her ball dung, the shit scooper, hops on top of Monty's back and charges out the door, already having put her ramshackled armor on.
You slap on your array of armaments, either your armor and grabbing your shovel. You jump astride Monty, who is still nervous, but now with you atop him, ever your noble steed, the two of you are in tune, and you charge valiantly out the door, following after the two members of your family. As the party, or what passes for one, has been gathered.
Would Feta have enough room to fit my grandson? Because I was just gonna offer like the help him onto Feta so there's like so he can get there quick as well.
I would say if you want to be able to ride comfortably, no.
Okay.
A large-sized creature can only comfortably have a one medium-sized creature astride it.
All right, that's fine.
Especially since you don't have a proper saddle for him.
Yeah.
And we will transition over to a separate scene. Load very slowly. Okay. The first to arrive at the northern scene are Solomon and Telly. What does I transfer you over?
Well, that don't look good.
There's people fleeing. In the distance, you can hear more commotion. Different parts of the town, you can hear things breaking, screaming, screams being cut short. The sound of animals crying out, children, and fires. More and more fires. There's a good chance they're going to lose a large part of the town at this rate. Because as long as the bandits are in the way, you're not going to be able to get a fire line set up, no matter how many wells are in the town. I'm going to... you guys are on the map, but I'm going to request until I call your name to not move just yet. It's Telly
Oh,
and
I see
Solomon.
some dead villagers.
Yeah.
And a
Ellie?
dead horse.
Solomon. Ahead of you, you see a defensive line set up by some of the guard, along with the captain. Some villagers with makeshift weapons, some with wooden pitchforks. One has it looks to be an old chipped short sword at his side. One has an old crossbow. All of them look fairly shaken. You also know that there's more guards than this. They're either tied up in other conflicts around the village or the worst scenario. You see also at the back of the line the town priest, Lorian Duskor. He's looking pensive, and you see he is sporting a brand new cut on his cheek. As beyond the line, past your line of vision, you hear a loud, chilling voice cut through the din of combat and fire and panic. Now let me make something fucking clear. This is not a negotiation. I'm not here to talk about any bribes or tithes. I'm not here to ask nicely. We're here to take your shite. You either give it to us, we only take a bit of blood, or we take it the hard way. Oh, and believe me, I prefer it the hard way. As you two approach the line, and you see that the apparent bandit force, at least where you are right now, severely outnumbers you. And they look, at the very least, properly kitted out. They're wearing properly fitted armor. Simple things like studded hide and others. Proper shields. Weapons that actually look sharpened. Relatively new. Immediately, that, for at least you two, would, and probably in any of the more veteran guardsmen, would set off alarms in your head. Which means that this particular group of bandits, they have some money to them. Which means they're either very lucky, have an investor, or they're experienced enough to be pretty well funded. As the voice comes from this individual standing at the forefront. Something feels off when you look at this man. Besides the otherwise fairly impractical armoring, something about the way his neck piece, the armor on his arm, the shape of his sword, all seems to flow unnaturally, and you feel like it might be a trick of the eye, but you swear for a second you see the black leather on his right arm kind of waver and crawl. Something sense.
God, he's a god. He's a god hand monk.
Oh no.
There is something that feels. It's obviously got the other. Yeah, it's obviously got the guards and the town people on edge as well. Behind the guard line, there's a young woman bent over what had to be a girl in her teenage years. Her eyes have long gone dim. There's a broad gash across her midsection. As the older woman sobs and holds the young girl to her chest, you see what looks like a bloody knife dropped on the ground inches from the girl's hands. It's not difficult to conclude what exactly happened there. Now, the next fucking heroes that get any sort of idea about this best make themselves known very quickly, so I have very little patience for this. As of right now, your asses belong to us. You pay tithe to us, you pay us a portion of any trade benefits you get. I don't care if you're Mordani masters and you're vampire slave takers taking too much of a cut out of your profits and out of your harvests. Doesn't matter to me. Food, gold, goods, or your lives, and then we'll take a little bit with interest. Believe me, You don't want that. Now, we've got business to attend to here in the town. We've got some things of interest. I told you all have here. And very much looking forward to looking at that. So in the meantime, I'm going to leave you to get acquainted with me, boys. Have fun, lads. Play nice. As he and a small contingent will break away. Telly and Solomon, could you give me a perception roll?
Will do.
Also, levels are now in effect.
Wonderful. 8. That tracks.
Too distracted by his anger and
20.
alcohol. Ellie's focused elsewhere. Where he might be is up to him. Solomon, though, you're watching the bandit leader step away. And to his side, you see something flicker as something follows him as he goes. For a moment, it's there. And then, like a specter hanging over him, it's gone. As they make themselves departed to elsewhere.
Quick question, Quest. It's more of a meta question, if anything. Are these also bandits? These 3 over here who aren't tokens?
Yes.
Okay.
They look a
Just
bit
making sure.
different, but yeah. Those are bandits.
Alright, just check.
As
Wait,
we're
so are the tokens villagers or bandits?
These are villagers. These are
Okay.
bandits.
Gotcha.
As moment. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and throw on a little something. If anybody wants to put on some music for the upcoming encounter, they may do so for themselves. Okay. So, to begin things, the guards. Captain Denmark has been very quiet throughout this exchange. Ellie and Solomon would both know this man to at least some extent, possibly better than most people in the village. One through professionally working with the guy, the other through having a sort of kindred spirit. Spiritude? With the man. He's assessing things. He's trying to look for a good way of handling this. Stuck in between a rock and a hard place with no good options. He shifts his men around, stretched thin as they are. Then the village, some part of the village is going to suffer. If he drags his feet, more and more the town burns and gets pillaged. And so he looks back to the villagers behind him. He sees Solomon and Telly. There's a look of something in his eye. He says, whatever they're looking for, they can have it. Our priority is protecting the people. Take these men out. We push through. We find those guys. We find those people and put a stop to them. Drive them out of the town. I don't care how many you've got to kill. No longer in a position to take prisoners.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth.
He casts a look back to you. Says, and he looks back to you, Telly. Sees you armored. Sees you without a weapon. But then nods and we can take we never every pair of hands we can get.
It's in
A
a
damn long time.
Solomon will step forward as well, and in his typical hoarse voice, he will tell the captain, "I saw something around that man. It wasn't just the armor, the look in his eye. That man's in the company of bad spirits."
You saw it too. I wasn't sure what exactly it was. I saw a haze, and that was it.
Some
It's all
kind
right.
of poisonous air, some kind of ghost following him.
Right.
We can't fight ghosts. We can't deal with what we can at the moment.
But at the same time, head-on assaults aren't exactly. What I'm saying is, we might need alternatives to head-ons.
The alternative is simple. Don't punch any ghost. Kill the man. Figure the rest out later.
What if I direct some people to flank them?
We have the people.
So I don't believe you're all in the business of giving up today.
We need to press at least a home field advantage.
Oh, that was this guy saying
Yeah,
that.
that guy, he was stepping forward, assumedly kind of taking over command for the time being. A very oily voice. Well, it's a shame, honestly. I was looking forward to this. Well,
Oh,
and
good. I was just about to step forward and punch him.
this is just when the rest of the group would arrive, with Dutch leading the pack. And the Duskor family following just behind. As I will ask everybody to now roll me initiative.
Alright, kids, I'm about to do something hella reckless. Do me and my mount
Okay.
share initiative?
You do. So
Okay.
long as you are mounted, you share. Oh shit! I need to clear the initiative.
Oh yeah, we have to select our tokens.
Yes, you do.
Ow.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
forget.
Oh wait, I selected my token. Why did? Okay.
Hey, that's
Also,
not
Ripper
bad.
rolled a 5.
Got an 8. My
Yeah,
legs
that
are too
9 in,
short.
but I rolled a 3.
What? Yeah, it's true, yeah. You just rolled 3. Addie, you stole my water.
And she will do it again.
She just took it and like gently placed it on the ground. She didn't throw it. She just went, eh. She just moved it away from me.
So Monty got a 12 for initiative, but it didn't go on the initiative tracker, it seems.
That's fine. You share your initiative while you're mounted.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you both got 8.
Yeah, you have that in mind, in Remy. The quiz.
Alright, we got Solomon, Telly, Aldhoon, Bartleby, Dutch, and now we need to add Bart in.
Yeah, 3.
That turn. This is where things start to get interesting, as now it has become a fight for your lives to defend your home. This one is not just about squabble or dispute or resources. They have come for your lives and for your livelihoods.
Can I say something?
What's up?
Because of the background sounds, I'm imagining the baby beating up the bandits as the sound of 1, 2, 3.
I like this.
Addie's getting a combo as she uppercuts bandits.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, she
I
kills with her
really
hands.
need to tell like the bandit leader in the fucking the talk to us. Just fucking
Shade following that one, and it's not something he controls. It's a shadow of death, and the death is my child.
1, 2, 3.
You know, what she does to her maracas, she's gonna do to them. She bashes that thing on the ground.
Did Addie just command grab the bandit leader? Whoa.
Kara strike through at that shit.
Oh, Tempkin Buster!
Addie the tempting buster stuff.
PK fire.
So, as all sides prepare themselves for combat, right, and villagers are standing in the background. They will go on one initiative order. Guards will go on separate initiative orders. One, two, three. Seven.
Heavy, you better get your one-liners ready. I got mine.
Okay.
I think that enemy got the point.
I have a one-liner ready.
Oh boy.
I'm in tune with Barty. You know, I kind of realized, based on the roleplay of last session, I somewhat inspired her off of Addie.
He's a child that seeks violence. His tracks.
Yes, and that's why she annoyed Tully.
Okay. There we go. Initiative is finally sorted. As Captain Denmark will shout, "Make a hole, push through, we'll cut them off." And the first of the guardsmen will move forward, trying to keep a fairly rigid and defensible line, as he will come in and strike the would-be leader. And this is where things get interesting, as his swing with his short sword will miss. Altoon. I'll say, actually, in the time and as the posturing was happening, you guys could get a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. Right. Hello?
I can hear you. I believe our dear
Yes, you?
Vera. Okay, he's there. He's there. Never mind.
Sorry, I thought there was more to the first guard. So I
No,
was waiting.
it literally just move, attack. That's all he's
Swing
got.
and a miss.
Okay. Yeah. Move attack. miss.
Swing and
Okay.
a miss.
I don't like that. I don't like what's going on. Don't like it one bit. So, I'll do. It's gonna break off and run over here.
Okay.
He's gonna,
Pass by a couple
Just
of fleeing
push.
women.
yeah, he's just gonna push past this lady. Say, go, go, go! As Alton rounds the building and tries to go for something of a flank with a double move. That's my turn.
Okay. In the meantime, and this one will shift around to attack. Opening himself up, but getting a flanking attack. That is a hit, as with the flanking bonus, he is able to strike a slash on the would-be leader for points of damage. Driving the short sword into him between where his chainmail coif and his jerkin meet, for a nice spatter of blood. Aldhun maneuvers around, trying to get a good angle. It is now up to a couple more of the guards, as they are resolute in taking down the leader, seeing him at the forefront, making him an easy target, and also potential target for a rout, as something that the captain taught them on a couple of occasions was if you chop the head off, then the body writhes. So that will be a hit. For another 5 points of damage. He is officially bloody. Next up is... Yeah, no, that other guard is also up. They are determined to dogpile this guy. Guys, they all rolled fucking decent initiatives, actually.
Get him!
It's about to turn to a brawl in the square.
As this guy... Ooh, 8 points of damage as one short sword goes wide. Another guy comes in to help his ally, flanking. As you can see, the previously very cocky stand-in lead suddenly starts panicking and backpedaling as he is being boxed in by 1, 2, 3, 4 guards. One short sword plunges home. The second one goes in as well, catching him in the thigh, and the last one catches him in the neck, and there is a spray of blood. He is dead.
His artery. Oh.
I'm in the jugular.
Yeah.
Now the bandit's turn. As one of them.
Alton has spared himself that grisly sight. Self-censoring wins.
He's kept life for himself PG-13 for now.
Exactly.
But his birthday is today. He's 14 now.
17.
17, I know.
16. You know, actually, yeah, this is kind of the beginning to Fable.
It is, yeah.
You are about to regress in age by watching this fight.
My sister! Don't blind her!
Don't blind my sister! Where's the black mage who shoots lightning?
You're very lucky that the bandit leader doesn't have 2 swords.
You're about to regress in age via this fight.
Oh, I miss Fable. I'm so excited for Fable 4.
Wow. Fable.
Fable.
Wow.
You can make that joke all you want. When I saw the Fable trailer, I actually cried.
I know.
I was so happy.
I know.
Fable?
I brought you Kleenexes.
What? Oh no, that was the other one. I didn't even know you.
Okay.
I got a tattoo for that game.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
The bandit now up comes up with a bottle of what looks some kind of tarry substance with a burning rag shoved into the top of the bottle as he throws it in a massive overarm lob as it crests over the guards, over the well, and then into the crowd as it splashes and hits this guy here. As he is immediately lit ablaze for 5 points of fire damage.
Wait, this guy?
You know?
Yep. As the glass bottle shatters across his face, you see bits of glass stuck in his jaw, in his cheekbone, and then the burning alchemist fire, the petrol basically, splashes across his front, and he's immediately engulfed in an inferno. Enough so that it immediately sends him screaming to the ground, dying. And all people within one space of him, that being the guy to above him, the lady, Morian, and Solomon, all take 1 point of fire damage.
Ow.
As the splash gets them.
Wait, so the guy that was hit
Solomon-
by the Molotov was a guard of our town?
This guy here was a.
He
normal
was
villager.
more of a. Yeah, he was just a villager who had a bow.
villager. Right. I wasn't sure if he was a attacker or ally.
No, normal villager. Attackers are over here. Villagers are here.
Okay.
Solomon, as this cocktail impacts this man, he holds his arm up in front of his face to like block the heat
It's
somewhat.
immediate, just a
And then
plume
even as
of
this man,
heat washes over you. It's momentary. It's there. It's insufferable, and it's gone. And then now the man is on the floor. He's soaked through with this flaming mixture. You're familiar with it on at least a couple of occasions. It smells like rot gut booze set aflame. Now the smell of cook fills the air.
Gonna need a drink after this.
incendiary cocktails.
With your knowledge in alchemy and herbalism, you're familiar with alchemist fire. It's a thick, tarry substance that sticks to people as it burns. And now it's another guy. This guy sees the man go down screaming, and he laughs in sadistic glee. The next one up follows. This time, screaming bloody murder in vengeance for his comrade. More so screaming of what is about? Yes, it would be I shall bring thee mercy as he comes in with a pickaxe. Sorry, no, a war pick. Sorry, not a pickaxe. Which will then immediately. Oh, yikes. As he'll bring the war pick around, and the war pick then slams into the side of this guy's helmet. It buckles. For a second, the neck jerks at an awkward, unnatural angle. As the body slumps, goes limp on the end of the pick. He falls to the ground dead, sliding off the end of the pick. The helmet is wedged into the skull, but even now, as he flops backwards, it's not a face you're infinitely familiar with, but as his head lisps backward and you see the hint of a face and an eye peering through the half helmet, it's one you saw on the street pass you by every now and again.
Lovely.
Also, we lost Farah.
Oh no. Oh,
Might be
dear.
tweaking some stuff on his end.
Quite
Yeah, his
possibly.
Discord's been hyper fucked.
This
Hey,
is-
there go Fair's back.
There we go. This lady comes in, axe a swinging. Misses. This goes wide.
Is this another bandit or another,
Another
guard?
bandit.
Okay.
Ellie, it is your turn.
Interesting.
I'm gonna start marking.
This woman is a bandit.
Yeah, I'm gonna start marking allies and enemies.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That's a good idea.
A lot of people with shields here. It makes it difficult to
Yeah.
distinguish. Blue is allies, red is enemies.
Sounds good. Just gonna check. Okay. Alternatively, going here would be the worst possible thing ever. However, I could flank, but no one else could come with me. So,
Yet.
yeah. Yeah, you guys are coming after me one after the other. However, it's probably best to play it relatively safe since we are level 1.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We're level 1.
Yeah. So
Think
sure.
nothing of it. You'll be fine. You know, it's fine.
That's what they all say.
There we
Awesome.
go. we're gonna have Telly shove this guard out the way as he starts moving, move around, land right here, and marching up with that slow but intentional kind of swagger, and those swinging arms, really angry, just reels back and goes for a just to deck him straight through the face.
Who let the old geezer on the fight?
Punch. That's a nat 20.
Just
Oh,
how do you end this man?
Uh,
Oh.
yeah, Telly.
You don't
Telly,
confirm the crit. However, he rolled 9 damage, which is enough to kill him.
That's good. Yeah, as he's laughing and mocking as Telly walks on up, he reels back and very quietly just grabs his face, grabs the other side of his helmet, and then just squishes inward.
Oof.
You clap his head in.
Normally,
Yeah, just
a human being is not able to exert enough force to actually crush a human skull. However, being in a few old locations, you know where some of the weakest points in the human skull are. One of those is the sinuses. As you press inwards and then just collapse the front of his face in.
I don't give a damn who's on the field. I care about getting this done. Now stop all that damn yelling.
And it's Dutch's turn.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to mention that
Cup has a 40-foot movement speed.
I just realized I rolled a nat 20 and then an immediate nat 1 to
Duality of man, baby.
Duality of man, yeah.
You would have rolled max damage, by the way, if you confirmed that.
I know, right? Jesus Christ.
Even when you're not playing Karya, your luck is as bipolar as ever.
1,
Yeah.
20 feet. And, ooh, I can't reach. Let me see. The reds are the bad guys.
Yes.
Let's see. Hey.
Also, Graham, thank you. Welcome in, and thank you for the self-care. Right your backs, unsquish yourself, unshrimp. Prepare for death.
Well, 40 feet get me here.
Yes, it would. As you urge Buttercup forward, and as graceful as an eagle, flying a blimp, she shoves through the fence posting, demolishing it as she walks.
And, yeah, that's basically all I can do. It's too far.
As the bandits look upon a young man, or no, actually like middle-aged man, astride a fucking water buffalo, marching through, demolishing a fence, pushing past and sending a tree askew.
Actually, wait, yeah, demoralize. I want to demoralize.
You want to demoralize? Okay, make me an intimidate. Who are you demoralizing?
Oh, let me see.
Her? Okay.
Oh, I didn't point that.
Okay. You for demoralize, you do have to choose an individual though to intimidate.
Okay. Yeah, then I will do. Is this guy anyone special? I don't think so, right?
He's dressed differently from the rest. As for if he's different, you don't know. You haven't seen him do anything.
All right, I'm gonna get the one that's different, the outlier. I don't like them.
Okay. I don't like it. These things are different.
People different.
Dutch likes
I don't
things.
like-
Dutch likes things when they're familiar.
I don't like this neighborhood.
I
Roll me
don't
an
know,
intimidate.
but I don't want to stay here long. Okay. A 20.
As you come in, Buttercup shaking her horns back and forth. What do you do to try and intimidate this man?
I'm gonna stare him down.
You know what? Yeah, with the added benefit of having your mount, for lack of a better term, you stare him down. Buttercup lowering her horns as if angling for a charge. The man looks upward. I gotta jump out of the way of this. And he's shaken. Takes the shaken condition.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
As we will put that as... Okay. It is now Denma's turn. His eyes go to the guard that was felled, and back to the citizen behind him. As he pushes forward. As he brings his long sword around. Oh, okay. And immediately chops this man's head off. Something comes to mind, the old adage of fear of the old man in a profession where men die young.
Good point. Old man's seen some shit, gotcha.
Now this man's turn, as he seems unsure about what to do. Then decides it's better to just not engage with the fucking bison. Comes this way, instead electing to deal with the guards back, as he will then have a shank at this guy. Benefiting from a flanking bonus. Well, for a total of 9 damage with sneak attack as he comes in with a knife and jams it into this young man's neck. Bartleby. Bartleby.
I know, I was still just doing some measuring though.
June, are you still with us?
My granddaughter died.
Unfortunate, but not unforeseen.
She said that she is heading right there. She was just getting something out of the microwave.
Okay.
And also just, yeah, there we go. Boom.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry.
Welcome back.
All right, so. I think with my movement mounted, the movement would be the mount's movement.
Yep.
Yeah?
Which will be 40 feet.
Yes, for Monty. So I could move.
So to give young Bartleby a recap of what's unfolded in the fight so far. From the backline where she has been sat and is now approaching the battleground, she saw a flaming bottle hit a man who immediately went down screaming in flames. See between people's legs, bodies on the ground, and now the fresh sound of weapons and pain. This is not like the stories.
No. And she's just as a 12-year-old girl, she's never seen anything like this. She may have heard of combat, but she's never actually seen it, like how real it is. And
Nothing prepares you for
ever, no. And she's kind of stunned for a second, and she just looks and watches all of this unfold already. And then she remembers what her grandmother told her and snaps out of it, looks to the right, looks at her grandfather, almost as if like looking for permission and reassurance.
Grandpa looks like he's ready to go charge someone. Like he's kind of bracing himself on
Feta?
on Feta. But he'll notice you and he'll give a soft smile and hold a thumbs up.
And then she remembers her mission. She remembers how family sticks together and protects each other, and that helps to calm her nerves a little bit. And she looks forward and goes, okay, all right. And so just as a meta question, this guy over here, this boy, is this an ally or an enemy?
Hold on. That's an ally. That's
Okay.
that's a villager.
I figured, because his friend behind him just got struck by Molotov.
Yeah. That guy in particular is currently, him and this woman here, and Morian are all brushing off like bits of embers that have splashed on them, bits of alchemist fire that have ribbled and burnt at them, giving them some minor second degree burns.
Jesus Christ. They... Is there such a thing as like throw actions in Pathfinder? Like when you if you want to throw something, is like the distance determined by something else, or is it a set distance?
It depends on if it's a throwing weapon. Normally a throwing increment for something, if it's throwable, is something like 20 feet.
Okay. This guy over here looks different from the other enemies. You know what? I'm gonna have Monty charge in with his full movement.
Oh, and as
So he
a
can
as a
get up to-
little advisory, this fence here has been demolished by the water buffalo.
Okay, so it's flattened.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So you could
That
potentially
makes things easier.
charge,
Ooh.
which would allow
I
you to
actually
move. If you can draw a straight line, which you would be able to, you would be able to move twice your normal movement and attack at the end of it.
If I remember correctly, also, don't you need only 10 feet to do that?
But
Like you could, like you
the
could
last 10 feet must be an uninterrupted line with no.
straight line.
Yes.
Okay.
The last 10 feet must be an uninterrupted straight line with no difficult terrain.
Okay.
Well, I could charge and just get in there, like, melee, but I think first, since, you know, I am playing a child character, I want to have at least some allies that are, like, flanking or there with me if I'm going to go in melee. I don't want to just be there in the midst of things by myself. So first and foremost, I'm going to have Monty go in. Jesus Christ, this fly won't stop. Arrgh. I can't fucking play when this fly is trying to sit on my food.
Here.
It's really not going away.
Eats a fly.
Okay.
That's true. They are nutritious and a little spicy.
Delicious. All right. So I'm gonna have Monty go in.
this an ally or an enemy? Stab them and you'll know for sure. Yeah, they'll decide for you.
All right, I'm gonna have him go here. With his full movement.
Okay.
And would you say, Jesus, Addie is jumping up and down and it's rocking the whole house. Would you say that it's reasonable to assume that because Monty is Bartleby's best friend, he's got like some satchels on him that she uses to store like, stuff for work, mainly manure. So poop bags, basically. Would that
Sure.
be reasonable to assume?
There would be a question of whether or not you would have that hang off of him while you're at home.
I could. Maybe she's like got like a harness that she puts on him before she leaves the house, and that has his
it's got
satchels.
emergency dung in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So then, could I have her scoop some out with her bare hands and throw them? I don't know if this would be just single target or AOE. You can decide that.
Single
but
target.
I want to.
I would say
Okay.
this would quite literally be a ranged version of the dirty trick maneuver.
Yes. And I want. Well, before she does anything, she's gonna look at these guys. I am down, and go. I hope you've got your doctor on standby, because I'm about to make you eat shit.
Damn.
And she's gonna literally throw poop at this guy in an attempt to,
Okay.
I guess, nauseate him.
10 foot. All right. Roll me a. I want to say this might be either. Roll me combat maneuver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So CMB. Wait, CMB,
CMB.
yeah.
CMD is your defense against those.
Right.
It's like your AC, but for maneuvers.
15.
15 will accomplish it.
Nice.
She doesn't have great dexterity, but she has decent strength. Regardless, though, you take the clump of shit and you throw it directly in her face, spattering her across, clogging the front of her Varangian-style helmet, blinding and nauseating her.
Good. And then she's gonna raise her shovel. At the end of her turn, she's gonna raise her shovel and go, oh, what is the name of the village again?
Savanosk.
For Savanask!
Beautiful.
Is there a child on the battlefield?
As they, yeah, like there's some of the bandits were like, "Was there a fucking child on the battlefield?" To which there's also Morian going, "Bartleby, no!" And it is now time for the rest of the guards. I think no, it's dead. In order. This guard's turn. As Enma orders them to hold formation. As this one. Actually, let's make them. Let's throw these suckers on the map layer, so I don't have to worry about potentially selecting. Okay. As this guy will come shoulder to shoulder with Telly. Unsure, nervous, but ultimately doing his damnedest and his best, as he will then come around here and take a swing at this bandit. No hit. as he will get a lucky strike and bring down this bandit.
Hell
Beautiful.
yeah.
Also, Grim. That's an interesting take on meta magic. Yeah. Good, that's that guard's turn. It is now bandit time. Bandit time? I think it's bandit time. As has become a chaotic clash of a melee. People throw themselves into it. This guy misses, and that's his turn. Now Morian's go, and he's watching a man burn in front of him. To say he looks disturbed, and also the fact that he just saw his daughter, his 12-year-old daughter, just charge into a fight. He is disquieted. But then he sees the guards. He sees Telly at the forefront. He sees Denma, Solomon, even Dutch. And also his grandfather bringing up the rear. The man he bid look after his children.
Is he about to faint? Does this man look like he's about to faint or something?
No. He's going
Okay.
to do the one thing he can do once per day. Sorry. Oh, it's 3 plus charisma. Unfortunately, he doesn't have great charisma. So, he'll look down at the man burning at his feet as the fire flickers off, and he's... He looks to the men brought down in the front line. He'll bite his lip. He's trying to remember something. Aegeron, bring your order to this chaos, as he will drag this man aside, patting out the fire, and then holding the symbol that is chained around his neck, will say a prayer. And a cascade of gray, dull light will ripple across the battlefield. As people are brought back from the brink of death.
Nice.
Oh, good.
What was
Oh,
once-
this is juicy.
what was once potentially a building travesty is, for the time being, stymied. However, unfortunately, there are those you see on the ground who are not brought back. Breath doesn't return to them. While the man who is burning his charred flesh peels away and cracks and sheds to show newly healed flesh underneath, the those who are obviously were here for a little bit longer, unfortunately, are already too far gone. You hear the sound of breath being sucked in as the stabby one here curses under his breath and says, "By the mother, kill that man!"
No, please don't. Please don't do that.
As it's the peasants' turn, or at least the townsfolk. This one crawls away as he does not wish to burn anymore as he pats the fire off of himself.
I can't blame him.
This man grabs this woman, drags her away, even as she screams and protests as he pulls her away from, as far as you can tell from her protests, the body of her daughter. As he forces her to break away. This one grabs the body of the young girl and takes her inside this building. This woman here considers what to do. Grabs a rock sticking up out of the dirt road and throws it. It goes wide, sailing over Bartleby's head, past the stabby guy and clattering across the ground. And she will, seeing how ineffectual she is, will take a step back. This man will take a wood hatchet he has hanging from his belt and attempt to throw that. Wouldn't you know it, oh, okay. With a +1 bonus, for 5 damage, chucks this hatchet and plants it in the thigh of the stabby bloke. Takes the axe to the leg and goes, "Oh, fuck!" Let's see, anybody else? Any other takers? Yeah, this guy will go with this guy, bring this body inside, will barricade themselves, getting out of the way of the fight. This woman must also excuse herself. Time has been bought for the civilians to flee. I say that as if you all don't technically count as civilians. But hey, everybody's in on this fight. Solomon, your time has come. You are still muted. Jake.
He's fucking dead, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
He mentioned he'd
There
be
he is.
right back. Oh wait, no, he's back.
He said
There we go.
he's back.
I forgot I was muted. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I forgot I was muted. Sorry about that.
Solomon, your time has come.
But yes, as the chaos is unfolding before him, Solomon has been calmly observing. In spite of the burning man behind him, in spite of the carnage and the brutal fighting happening before his eyes and the screaming, internally, Solomon's mind is as still as the calmest pond he can recall. His focus as steadfast as a hawk's, as he takes a deep breath, begins stepping forward, past Bartleby, his long sword clutched in both hands, towards this stabby fellow. And as he approaches him, and stops right there, I would like to invoke my power attack.
Okay. You take a -1 to your next
As
attack. You get a +2 bonus to your damage.
As Solomon lifts his long sword and lashes out towards the stabby man.
Excellent. Also, since you're two-handing it, that's actually +3.
Yes.
Please, show this man the business.
Please. Please. It's going to take 3 to 5 business
Oh.
days. Oh, damn.
Mm,
Oh, bloody hell.
And unfortunately, that is going to miss.
Yep, I figured.
Yep, unfortunately, that is
Actually,
a-
wait. Is he flank? Oh, he's
Nope,
not.
no,
He's
he's not.
literally in the one spot where no one is there. God damn it.
I'm not able to flank. Hey, I was praying for the dice to
Unfortunate,
give
'cause
me something.
that
but alas.
that slash
I
would have
did
killed.
actually. Yeah, I do actually have a question about that. So I know that if you don't end your space in someone else's space, you can attack in it just so long as you move out. Does that also work for power attack? So could he, in theory, like stood on this guard, attacked? It's not doing
No.
the thing. So could he have done this and then moved here?
He could have potentially done that, but while he is that's when you are in the same space as somebody else, you are doing what is called squeezing. While you're doing
Yeah,
that,
that's
you
fair.
take a -4 to your attacks and a -4 to AC.
Never mind.
You could potentially do that, but you take a hefty penalty to your attack. And in fact, it would override and outdo the.
It would override
benefit,
the power. Yeah.
it would override the benefit
that-
you would get from flanking. So yes, unfortunately, that is your turn.
Yeah, while he did miss, Solomon is still focused on this man. So,
Mhm.
so that was at least him testing the waters.
Fair enough. Also, I will be right back. I just have to do
Okay.
something real quick.
No
If I get attacked, I can still hear you. I just might not be able to be talking.
Yeah, this man curses. He says, "Of course, they've got a fucking ordained in the village." And he will try and finish this man off again since he's on the floor. See what he does. That's unfortunate. This boy comes back to life and then immediately gets shanked for his troubles as he opens his eyes and immediately has a sword plunged into his neck.
Oh no, not again.
Ooh.
This guy. Not cowed by the cow. The cow. Decides to take a piece out of Dutch and Buttercup. See which one he goes for. Gonna go for Dutch. Dutch, what is your AC currently?
Mine AC is 15.
And his attack will miss, just barely.
Ugh.
And Buttercup reels back, or trots back just in time to get you out of the way of the swing. Doo-doo-doo. It's his turn now. To attack this man here. into his existence, but not hitting it. He swings and he misses. Last of the bandits. Comes up and says, "My friend, you bastard!" And then scores a decent blow. And rolls 2 damage as he leaves a nasty gash on Denma's flank, but managing no more than that. Very bottom of the initiative order, Bartolomeo.
Alrighty. Bartolomeo on top of his noble steed, i.e. Feta, is gonna go up here.
He's it.
He's gonna just look out at all these like bandits and say, "My name is Bartolomeo Desqua, and as we all fucking breathe, you will not pass this house, the one that he's right next to. And I'm gonna use my tactician feature."
Was that a Sekiro reference?
Yes. Anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna use my tactician feature to give everyone precise strike.
Oh shit!
Oh.
As I breathe, you ain't passing these village gates. Yeah.
Right here. There you go.
What's the tactics? What's the stipulation on that?
So it's allies, and they had to be within 30 feet of me, and they
Is there
had
a
to either
limit
be
to the amount of allies?
No.
Well, shit. The entirety of your side now does an extra 1d6 damage if you're flanking.
Nice.
Yeah. As a standard action, the Cavalier can grant this feature to all allies within 30 feet who can see
Yeah.
and hear.
Well,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You just made
Okay,
everybody
seek
about
and
twice
destroy.
about twice as lethal as normal.
I just came in as the huge fucking morale, but
Seek and destroy.
As you
Anyways.
join in, the light reflecting off of your pot helm, you bring your hammer high and you proclaim your not just you don't just say it, you proclaim it, you make it a law. For a second, you see everybody's shoulders firm up just a little bit. People look to each other, they become more aware of where one another are on the battlefield, and you become aware of the one thing that gives you guys is your advantage and what might actually get you out of this alive. Each other.
and they have that for 4 rounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This man's gonna take advantage of that and try and take a piece out of this bandit. With the flanking bonus, that's gonna hit. As we now roll 2d6. And that's 7 damage plus bonus. Yeah, this man's dead. As Buttercup kind of maneuvers herself, form a sort of hard place to trap this man in between. He backs up, almost backs into Buttercup, almost gets gored for his efforts, and then gets run through with a short sword. Beautiful. Oh, I think the music has run out. No, it's just very quiet. Okay. Here, lovely. That's that. I'll do.
Alright.
You've made yourself scarce around the back of the buildings.
Phlegm in my throat, causing me to sound like a robot.
Oh no.
Oh my god, you're sounding like like Solomon.
Nah. Let me just clear my throat.
No,
It's
correction.
funny
You
'cause
sound
I think
like the
He
guy.
caught the ick.
You sound like the dude from South Park, the robot voice box.
Alright. Well, I will sling.
Mhm.
I will rock. And I have half a mind to use it. And with that half mind, I'm going to sling this fucker right here.
Okay.
Attempt, rather.
David and Goliath his ass.
I'm not made for combat, my man. I'm just a boy.
I believe
I'm
in
just a poor boy. I need
I-
much sympathy.
It's easy come, easy go.
little high, little low.
That's just describing fucking phrase rolls. That'll
I
hit.
know.
That'll hit. As you loose the rock, and it cracks into the side of the man's head. As he's dazed for a second, he looks like, what the f-? And that is all the opening you think that Denma is going to need. As the guards rally themselves once more, this one here, perfect. He's got the stabby dude trapped. Rolls a 12 on the die. That is enough to hit him with the bonus from flanking. 7, 8 damage. That will heal as the rogue goes down.
Down goes Free.
Guy. Seeing this one collapse and now unobstructed sees the wannabe leader beneath him, having been brought back from the brink of death by, what do you call it, by Morian's healing, thinks of it, and then decides, no, better not. The captain said no prisoners. And coup de grace him.
Jesus.
See whether or not he succeeds. He does, but it's still enough to put him back into the negatives as he is bleeding out again. As the bodies are piling up, everybody. Now, Blindy McShitface's turn.
Oh.
As she screams in rage, attempting to rub the shit out of her eyes. Swinging her axe wildly, and neither distinguished friend nor foe. Rolls fairly low. Let's see if she manages to. Oh, that's nasty. Her axe goes wide, catching her ally in the neck.
Oh! Betrayal.
Bart did
Friendly
good.
fire
Oh,
isn't
good.
friendly. Kelly, it's your turn. It is fucking chaos out here.
Tell
Good.
you now have the precision bonus. I gave
Precise
everyone.
strike, yes. Your
Precise
next,
strike.
if you flank on your next attack, you add 1d6 bonus. The damage.
Yes, I did hear that, thankfully. So
Wonderful.
I'm just gonna do some math. Oh, look at that.
You will suffer an attack of opportunity if you do that.
That is difficult. Alternatively, no, it still would.
You could flank the little guy.
That's
I believe.
true. Does this last permanently? Is the question. For
This
4
lasts
rounds.
for 4 rounds.
Okay. Which is the one that said that was my friend?
The one currently next to Denma.
Oh, good. We're gonna go here.
Rocking a hard place.
And damn shame that guy. And reeling back with a big ol' 16 with the flanking bonus.
That'll hit.
And
And then
then I will roll an additional d6, which is a total of 7 bludgeoning damage with my punch.
Not enough to kill, but damn close as you come from the side, as he's kind of trapped between you and Denma, unsure. kind of juggling both of your aggression, and then you sock him so hard it dislocates his jaw.
When you get down to hell with your friend, let him know I'm not sorry.
And yeah, basically. Dutch, it's your turn.
I wonder how my boys are doing back there. All the bandits back at the town. Dutch.
Yes, it's I. I'm Dutch. Me. Yes. How do I flank?
You have to. You stand opposite of an ally with an enemy in between. If you can draw a straight line through the enemy from you to an ally, that counts as flanking.
Wait, let me see if the site has reach. I don't think it does.
Nope. Sides do not have reach.
It has trip, I believe.
Yeah, it has trip.
What?
Well,
In its own right, pretty good.
yeah, pretty good.
You sound like you've just had your fucking wisdom teeth extracted.
I have a cookie in my mouth.
Then chew and swallow before speaking, please.
My bad.
5 foot. Step right here.
I'm having you.
If that's
I'm writing your case, mate. You can't do that. The goat is in the way.
Hey, park your goat somewhere else.
Yeah, get out of the fucking lane.
Get on the fucking road!
Fucking two truck drivers arguing over the truck lane.
Instead of beeping, the animals are just going.
Meh, meh.
And this precise strike thing, it's gonna last like throughout the whole combat, right?
Yeah, probably, most likely.
I mean, depends on how quickly you
Alright.
kill these guys.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna move around. Oh my god. Here. This shouldn't put me into any opportunity attacks, but I am right with the other people. What is happening to this woman?
She has shit in her eyes.
She's
Oh.
been scared, literally, and I can't say scared shitless because she has been scared and shitted on.
But she's not scared. That's the stabby dude that you intimidated. He's dead.
Oh, right.
This lady has shit in her helmet visor. She got dung flung by Barty
Bartle.
Jr.
That's my granddaughter.
Yeah, I'm gonna enter rage,
Lovely.
and that'll give me a +4 to my strength and a -2 to my AC.
What does Dutch's rage look like?
Instead of saying, "Yep," he goes, "Nope."
No.
Your guy is just Big Mac.
Yeah, he's gonna attack this lady.
Wonderful. Make the attack.
Oh.
Well,
fuck.
shit.
6.
Rolling max damage.
The fucking Reaper came.
Well.
As also roll an extra 1d6.
I'm not flanking.
You are flanking.
There's a guy. There's a
Oh,
man.
the blue guy!
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
attack him next.
Yeah.
Alright, slash roll on these
Nope,
6.
Grim
I
was
don't
right.
think that
If
matters very much.
you're unsure if somebody's an ally, attack them. They'll decide for you.
Yeah. Now it's 16.
Okay. How do you kill this woman?
Alright, so he is like above her. Since
You're
he's like
riding
on
a
the
big
bison.
fucking buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, but a big buffalo. So he can't quite grab her or just or do the traditional fighting.
Mhm.
So what he does is he hooks onto her neck with the scythe, which severs the neck,
Cool. So you
and
you're up higher than her. You use the leverage in the elevated position and just
yep, like wheat in a farm.
So a lot of you have had the privilege of seeing him work the fields. Dutch is an old hand on the farmsteads around here. I'm like you see the muscle memory kick in as the shit-faced lady, completely blinded and at his mercy. You see her hands are coming, like her hands are wiping away, and they smear the shit out of her eyes just in time for you to see the eyes through her visor, as there's that moment of realization as the blade bites into her neck, and there's a silent oh no on her lips, and then gone. Headless.
Yeah, you made a Dullahan now, anyways.
Beautiful. Denmar's turn.
Which one?
Denmar, as in not Duskor, Denmar.
Oh, sorry.
As in
Right,
the guard captain rolls hit 6 damage as he more or less coming off the haymaker you laid on this man, takes advantage of the momentum and runs him through with his longsword, basically pushing him towards you, and you basically like two meat slab walls just fucking just mutilate this man.
Some people want to be squished between two burly big men. Sadly, not like this.
Not like this. But you two work together to accomplish a shared goal and to vindicate a shared hatred for anyone that would attack your home. And it's Denmar's turn.
That this guy could catch a break. Stone to the temple, fist to the face, now the sword to the gut.
And he's dead. Bartleby.
That'll be.
Jubug.
Bart's bees.
1 second. What is? Her mic is being a little weird. 1 second.
Well, she.
These bandits were expecting something easier, but
All right,
There
I'm
we
back,
go.
Sorry. Okay, I got it fixed. All right. Hmm. There's a lot of dead people. Well, are they actually dead? Is the question. I'm assuming they're mostly just downed.
There's a lot of screaming.
There are
Oh,
several decapitated bodies.
There's
That's
several.
also fair.
There's several that are down. They're screaming. They're groaning. They're holding their injuries, slowly bleeding between their fingers. But there are a couple that are just inarguably dead. There are people with impaled through the gut with swords. What do you call it? Took a pick to the side of the head.
Yeah.
There are a couple of decapitated corpses at this point. There's a few people who are just straight up dead.
Yeah, I don't think little Bartleby is gonna go to someone who's dying on the ground and finish him off. But also I don't think from where she is, she can reach this guy. Because you can't go through other people's spaces, right?
Allies,
No,
you can't.
you can
In
go
other
through
people's
ally
spaces.
spaces, you just can't stop there.
Oh,
Enemy spaces, you
Okay.
can't move.
okay.
Unless you have a feed.
Or
Unless
unless
they're
you
dead.
make
Right.
unless you make an acrobatic.
Fair.
Unless they're dead.
In which
Okay,
case they're just
so-
difficult terrain.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, there's 2 guys left. I'm gonna go over and help my friend, Dutch. I had to look over at the chat. What is? I almost said Dusk. Dutch.
No, Dusk is 2
And
main
flank.
character.
Yeah.
You're stopping in an
flank this
ally
guy.
square.
No,
No,
it's
you're not.
empty.
Yeah.
That
this
was
guy.
an empty square. This one.
This where?
Isn't that an ally?
no,
There's no
nothing
one
there.
there.
there's no one there.
But I see a guy right there.
You may
Yep.
need to
You might,
reload.
yeah, you might need to reload.
Sully, please, you need to take your meds.
the madness has taken Sully now.
I believe. Would she be flanking this guy?
No.
Because Dutch is there.
I,
Oh,
I
is
can't
it
tell
different?
because it's a large ass buffalo, and I can't really tell.
No. Yeah, no, she's not drawing to direct.
You don't want no more?
If she were to stand
Oh,
here,
sorry.
that would allow her to flank.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
Or
still probably.
here.
stand.
Oh, I can
Or
do that.
here.
Yeah.
But not
Wait,
here.
okay, so
Okay.
in order to flank, you need to be able to draw a direct line through an enemy.
Yeah, he has to cut through the
Okay.
majority of the enemy and meet an ally. So here,
Oh,
doesn't work.
okay.
Here would work. Here would work.
I'll do that then.
Wonderful.
Oh no!
And then-
Just to pull up his the Baldung's about to go back up.
And with her trusty Baldung spade, Bartleby is gonna smack this guy up the side of the head. And if he's still up after that, then Monty's gonna go in for a nice big bite.
Thwack, 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 thwack.
Yes.
Go for it.
For some ass! Let me see if I did this correctly. I should have inputted it.
Screaming a cry of for Savanosk. You bring the scooper around, and this man is confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? How are we being killed and routed by a bunch of fucking yokels? And then, there, among all the sounds in the battlefield, there's the screams, this crackling of fire, the smell of smoke, the sound of blood spattering and metal against wood and wood against metal, and then there's the boom.
With your permission, may I play a sound effect, real quick?
Let me make sure I've got the volume at a decent level first.
I know exactly which one it is.
I know.
Let's do it.
Lynn, could you play it for me?
Oh, is it the which one? The metallic one or the other one?
The metallic one, sure. It's beautiful.
Oh, I can't use soundboards here.
Ah, shit.
Oh yeah, because I
Okay.
limited it because people were fucking mucking around with it. I'll do it myself.
Okay. Also,
Man.
just for the sake of everything, roll the other d6. roll
Roll the extra
not
d6 since you're flanking.
Yeah. Ball done
Okay.
the shit. Oh shit.
Oh my god!
For a total of 12 damage as you bring this around with the ever effective meat slab that is Buttercup on the other side to help hem this guy in, as well as an angry fucking Tibetan Mastiff underneath you. This man is scared, he's cornered, and then boom, and he just tips over backwards, head caved.
As she looked over the battlefield, her enemies slain, not dead but slain, she knows she would single-handedly save this day.
She scooped his brain, dude. She scooped.
She is the
bonked him.
scooper. The scoop of 87 right
Scooper.
there.
And then after that, just at the end of her
Here.
turn, she's gonna dip 2 fingers from each hand into the shit pouches on Monty's sides and
Oh.
like run them across her face like
War paint?
Oh.
like you know the football war paint on her cheeks,
Yeah.
like the 2 lines.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to.
That's gross.
That is incredibly gross. But she is a 12-year-old girl, so, you know.
She's resistant.
Really?
I'm pretty sure if she got COVID, she wouldn't even get sick.
Sure.
She would be a carrier, though. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Much for herd immunity.
Resistant to poison.
So yeah, you beat this man shitless. And cave his head in with your shovel. Literally done.
Bonk.
His brain flies in the opposite direction.
This man, taking advantage of the slowly forming rout, tries to finish things off. Manages to score a decent blow across this guy, but doesn't kill him. He's out of turn order. This man is the last one left. What will he do?
Surrender amicably.
See, that could be a potential solution. Solomon,
Yes.
sense motive, please. Since you were the closest to this man.
Will do.
Self up.
Yes,
Sense
every
motive.
every major every major encounter I have past this point will always have a suicide explosion, bar none.
Listen,
There you
I did it with the Iliaster cultists. I wouldn't shock.
I did it. I did it with the troglodytes. I did it with the monk.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
17.
Solomon, there's a wild look in this guy's eye. You know, it takes a special kind of either confidence or suicidalness to assault a full-on village, even with a organized band of bandits like this. Normally, what bandits are looking for is to gain resources, because they typically live as outlaws. A fairly unsustainable lifestyle that requires a sort of parasitic latching onto other villages, that or trade routes. To do a full-on assault like this, to the death, where so many are fighting to the death and to kill. Also, the strange sort of bloodlust they showed up until this point. The look in this man's eye is not one of panic. It's one of something you recognize. Fervor. As rather than lay down his arms as would be sensible in this situation, he instead recklessly decides to have at the closest person to him. Now, think of it what you will, but most people don't react like that to being surrounded and having all of their allies killed. Something more is at play, and that is doubly added onto the shade you saw accompanying that man.
Some foul play is afoot.
And this man will take one final swing, likely, for a nat 20.
Oh no!
Well, someone just died.
As he 5-foot steps over towards you, Solomon.
Oh.
As he brings his pick around. How much HP do you have, Solomon?
11.
What's your con score?
My what?
Con score.
What's
Your
your
con
con score?
My con
One
score is
time?
14.
The pick comes around, and he manages to place the spike firmly in your abdomen. It sinks right between the lamellar plates of your armor. It slides between the plates of your armor. Rudimentary as they are in comparison to some, still well protected, but he, somewhere in that fervor, manages to get a hefty hit in, sliding between into a weak spot.
How much damage?
I'm just calculating very quickly. He hits you with a heavy pick, which I think at least Vera might know is a ×4 weapon.
Yeah,
Oh.
'cause I know.
As he hits you for
fuck yeah.
in a last-ditch effort to take somebody with him, hits you for a total of 20 damage.
Oh my
As he
god.
buries the pick in your abdomen, and you feel cold steel ignite like fire in your gut. And your whole body is awash with pain. As you fall unconscious, and I believe that puts you at -9.
Yes.
That's why I asked for the consequence.
During this, as this man is charging forth with his pick, Solomon is bracing himself with both hands with his long sword, probably in some attempt to probably block the blow. He attempts to swing upwards and misses, and as the pick buries itself in his abdomen,
The man's face
He-
comes within an
look-
inch of yours, and you see frothing saliva on his lips as he breathes in your face, pure, rabid desperation as he's just, of all the things in the world, you're absolutely sure the one thing he wants in life right now is you dead.
and as he's like firmly just like as he's firmly just gritting his teeth in his face, Solomon just looks back at him with a slight look of shock in his eyes, but no other reaction as the sword slips from his hands. He leans forward, slightly clutching at the weapon before falling to the floor,
Your body
motionless.
slumps back against the well.
Solomon.
Solomon goes down.
Oh, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
As Morian looks and sees Solomon. What will he do? He will do what little he can as he grabs you and he drags you away. The flailing, desperate man tries for one more swipe as he's pulled away, missing. As
Thank
Morian
goodness.
grabs you by the sleeves of your armor and drags you across the floor, and it just through the fading consciousness you can hear, "Don't die, don't die!" I'm gonna save this soul, Negro. Please, no more today. And then the townsfolk continue to flee. Some you see are coming back with buckets. Others are just desperately trying to get out of town. There is crying, there's screaming. You see more fire cropping up in the horizon. Solomon, you take 1
Yes.
point of damage as you are bleeding out. Roll me a D100. Actually, no,
Alright.
Pathfinder changed it. Check. Nope, that's the spell stable. Healing and dying, injury and death. Oh, that's hell of a lot easier than in fucking 3.5. Jesus Christ. Roll me a Constitution check. I
Yes.
believe at a -10. Basically a check with a penalty equal to your negative HP.
Right. There goes nothing.
With the -10, that unfortunately falls short. You do not stabilize. Bart.
Alrighty, could I theoretically move to like right here? It's only within 20 feet, but with that, is anything obstructing that technically?
Allies,
Other than a
technically
bot.
speaking, but they will shift out of the way to allow you.
Okay.
Basically, your goat pushes through,
Yeah.
cutting the man off as he whirls on you, eyes wild, froth dripping from his mouth.
And then Bart is gonna go Esmeralda, and I'm gonna have Esmeralda gore him.
You mean Feta?
Yeah, Feta, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, forgot. We're still gonna funny enough name it Esmeralda too.
Yep. That'll be 2 horned steeds called Esmeralda.
And that is a +2 to flank, right?
Yes.
Flanking bonus?
Plus 1d6 for your damage.
I don't think that's like. Well, that's 11. I don't think that hits. It's alright though, because it's literally next turn that he's probably gonna get shanked.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an attack from Feta. What about from you?
Oh yeah, I could also attack shit. Fuck, where the fuck are you? There you are. Yeah, and then I'll go in with my light hammer and I'll try to hammer him.
Hammer time. Also an 8.
Damn. God
Unfortunate.
hates me.
That will miss.
Yeah. Alright, well, we have literally like several other people. Alright. He's gonna get shanked anyways.
Jesus Christ. I'll do it.
Right. Fuck
That dude just
attacking.
took out your best friend.
Yep, exactly. He doesn't drop the sling, but he definitely abandons any sort of combat. Solomon! And he runs to his father's side, kneels down beside Solomon. Father, let me help. What can I do?
He, we'll take a second for it to come around. We'll wait until this man is dead before we continue with this little bit. But
Yep.
he will help instruct in how to try and stop Solomon from dying. Now it's the guard's turn. Let's see if they can finish this sucker off.
Please. I beg of you.
Jesus Christ. Tilly.
Tally, please kill this man.
This man is currently
Alrighty.
unfucking touchable. The dice gods favor him too much.
Well, now I'm flanking, so
You are currently in the space of the goat.
This man's unhinged madness gives him a +3 to AC.
wait. I'm sorry. I'm in the space of what?
Of the goat.
Of me. You could move to
Oh,
right here.
now it. Okay, no. Sorry. Now it's not updating for me. I didn't get to see that movement. I have to reload roll 20.
You're currently
Yeah, I couldn't.
in Feta's space.
You could
Yeah, I'm
still. Yeah, you can still flank
I
him.
know.
Remember?
Yeah, no, I know I can still flank him. I just have to get over there.
You are
Um,
currently inside.
You're currently hugging the goat.
It is just taking its sweet time in loading.
Kashmir.
Casimir. Here you
Kashmir.
go.
Casimir.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
He's nowhere near that soft.
10, 15, 20. Okay, yeah. I can get there.
You're not talking about the forbidden furry.
The forbidden furry. Boom. That's a flank. I would have liked to charge him. However, there is a big ass goat in the way.
There's also a
Um,
bunch of bodies around. You can't charge over bodies, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, fair.
It's we call it
It's difficult
difficult
terrain.
Yes.
Alrighty, I have to reopen Telly's sheet. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I can't find Telly. There it is. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's actually wind back and see if I can do something. But knowing how I go, this is either going to be really good or really bad, and that is
Revolution
really
will be
bad.
televised. That's a
Well-
third 8 in a row. My God, this man has plot armor. Dutch.
Somebody kill him with console commands.
So this man
Flash.
is currently surrounded on all sides by people, and he is apparently so fucking angry that nobody can lay a hit on him.
And I can't even see him. Where is he?
Literally everyone.
Literally right here.
This man here.
Okay. Well, moseying on through over here. Wait. Where? Here, right? This guy?
That
Oh,
you might
you're
have to
on top of me
refresh.
now.
That's where Bartolomeo is.
You can get off and and flank him.
If you go here, yes. This is the
Yeah.
one free space next to him.
Yeah.
This guy?
Yes.
Right here? Like, where is he?
Yeah, here in the center there.
Here. Oh, okay. He's on top of a dead person.
Yes. He is currently standing over the body of one of his compatriots. The guy who wanted to be the would-be leader of this little band of gaggle fucks.
Yeah, who got shanked the moment he tried to do anything.
Well, all right.
Dungeon Lounge, thank you for raiding in. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
welcome to my
Hello.
welcome to
Hi.
my channel. We do tabletop here, often badly. Wait, no, I'm ripping that from somebody else. Fuck that. Hi, I'm Quest. These are my friends here. We are the night shift. We do tabletop on the weekends. We are currently doing a peasant game one-shot, two-shot, where these guys are
Ad break.
in their
Ad
break. Wonderful. Hey everybody, how you doing? Wait for the ads to run out real quick. Oh god. That's perfect time to just unfurl yourself and take a drink.
Unshrimp. Unshrimp, everybody.
Shrimp yourselves. Okay.
Become lobster.
I am lobster.
Become a crab.
Lobster.
Vera post the fucking image, fucking lobster.
Lobster.
Like a hamster.
Hey
Love
everybody,
fucking-
how you doing? Hopefully the ad is done by now. It came in just at the right time. Hope you guys had fun doing what you were doing. If you need to kick off your shoes and take a break, I'll understand. If you need a raid and dash. For those unfamiliar, I know some of you might have seen me when we did the stream anniversary a couple weeks ago. But we're doing some Pathfinder here. That's what we do every Saturday. We moved it over to Sunday because Saturday was difficult this week. Hi, how you doing? You guys came in just as this little bit of combat was wrapping up, where a bunch of bandits were attacking people's hometown, and they took exception to that. Lethal exception.
I'm dying.
Yeah,
And I'm
dude's,
Dutch.
dude's currently about 10 HP in the negative, and slowly heating out. But, we could solve that. We have so much healing magic at our disposal, right?
Right.
Beautiful. Anyway, so the group is currently struggling like hell to kill this one last frothing bandit who, for some reason, the dice god have given actual plot armor to.
In what one chat I have posted a couple of gifts also.
I saw, yes. To open those up real quickly.
You can't kill me in any way that matters.
Yeah.
Also, Lynn, you're currently within my space on.
Also,
What do you mean your space? I don't see you.
You
Move
need to,
Wait, I
one
need
square
to
to the left. Yeah, move one square to the left.
you need to
restart it
refresh your roll 20. But yeah. Hope you guys had fun, whatever you're doing. Thank you for raiding me.
Oh, there you Okay.
Kick back, relax, have a seat here at the table. Watch as we fuck around. Eventually find out.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, please roll me your attack touch.
+2, that +4 as well. Whoa.
Yeah. You know
Plus
if you had a
one, what?
point.
Plus two?
Plus
Yeah,
two
because
to
you're
defend.
raging.
Oh yeah, because you're raging.
And you're
And also
plus-
flanking.
Yeah.
So
So
flanking is a +2.
Yes.
yes.
Flanking is a +2, and you're raging.
Well, he gets
Okay, I'm
that.
adding that
I
plus
think he had already applied the bonus to his strength.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
okay.
bonus to my strength. So I'm just gonna add that +2 then, which would be a +3. And slip
Flop.
14.
A 14 will finally fucking hit. Roll the 1d6 for the precise strike. You roll pretty damn decent. For a total of 18 damage as the barbarian once more coming in with a fucking scythe. How do you end this madman?
Well, let's just say that sometimes Dutch gets a little crazy. And when he gets a little crazy, he decides to change his scything mechanic from horizontal to vertical.
Oh dear. Yeah, that would do it. With 18 damage, you solidly put this man well past his negatives, as taking the bottom handle and using the full leverage, now that you are no longer in a superior position, vertically speaking, you hook this man under the groin and just with sheer rage and adrenaline-induced strength, bifurcate this man.
And he finally gives them their answer to whether they're gonna give away their village. No!
Just with a no. And the man falls into two roughly cut pieces. Combat ends.
That's enough.
Hooray!
Much killing was had.
Meanwhile, Solomon is dying.
Solomon is currently bleeding out as Morian proceeds to instruct his son in the manner of staving off death. This is something I should have taught you a while ago. It shames me that I only have recently got to do so. We have much. As he still tending to the wounds, says he rips off a piece of his clergy outfit, and then proceeds to pack that into the gut wound. It says, "Hold pressure on that."
Yep.
Roll me a heal check.
I'm on point in that, which makes sense. So he goes nothing.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
With Morgan's
that-
guidance, that 21 can apply. As you, for dear life, pack that wound, you hold it, you make sure no more blood gets out of that wound than is absolutely humanly allowable. You put you put your whole body weight into that, as much as you can against the surprisingly sturdy frame of Solomon.
Time to get
You-
leprosy. Woo!
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, now that you have a clear sign, a clear sight to his exposed stomach. Yeah, no, there's it doesn't look great. Does Altoon pray to any gods for Solomon's sake, or is he entirely too focused on the healing? I ask just for flavor's sake.
He puts the around.
Okay.
Just like his father told him.
As Morian speaks his own prayers, presiding over Solomon, bring Dagron faster than you've ever heard him pray for anybody. Eventually, the blood flow stymies. If that's because he's run out of blood, or because you were successful, you're not entirely sure. Time passes a little bit after this. Bodies are cleared out of the way. Fires are put out. Eventually, the bulk of the bandit force leaves the village. From the boisterous shouting of their leader, it sounds like they either got what they were looking for or they grew bored. Whatever the case, he called his men off. And for the time being, the town lives, but hobbled. He left the town with a very visible scar, burned houses, deceased bodies, fractured families. A warning shot, in his words, as he crests the hill, bidding your village goodbye, and see you soon.
Yeah. That'll teach him not to mess with the shit eater and piss drinker.
the force that leaves the village is unfortunately, it eclipses what you fought here in this little square. There is some pride to be had in giving the bandit force a black eye, as they did not leave without some serious loss of life. But the same could be said for your village, for Savanosk. There was, unfortunately, quite a loss, including more than a few watchmen, as well as a break-in to the armory, as they have pillaged a large number of the weapons the village might otherwise have available to them. Leaving the village less defended than otherwise might be ideal, but still with enough weapons to arm most, if not all, that are left. There's still the matter of the wounded and the dead. His rights must be said. Solomon stabilizes, thankfully still alive, but still heavily wounded. And Morian, unfortunately, has his attention pulled away, having to give last rites to over 24 individuals, including one whole family that lived not far from your home. For now, the village is set to rebuild. Hopefully, maybe call in some help from outside. Fend off this menace. One that only threatens to get worse. There's still the lingering question of what that specter was. That crawling surface across his arm was that bandit leader and his strangeness. Shift pages back here for the time being. Actually, no. Shift here. Some people have taken refuge within the church. Quite a few, as a matter of fact. Some folks went here immediately. One of Morian, once he's finished saying the last rites for the last of the deceased for the day, his families go about setting up proper funerary arrangements. It is here that Solomon is looked after, as the last of the people who took refuge here leave, and there's enough room to properly see to a injured leper. Still hanging around are a couple of familiar faces. Here in the Church of Ageron, in a graveyard that is bound to become considerably more full in a bit. There is a front of the church.
I look up
the
from
the people hear that. I have to actually.
I assume you mean the knocking?
Yes.
I heard basically the tail end of that sound.
Okay.
But I was able to figure out, yeah, it was a knock.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my sound filtering is a little too good sometimes.
Fair enough.
Also, before I carry on too much farther, question to the survivors. Running down the list. Alton, I assume you are sticking by Solomon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Art?
Oh,
Which
you
part?
just... Yeah, which part?
Bart Sr.
Bart, instead of telling stories of his heroics now, are telling the heroics of his grandkids, actually.
Hell yeah.
How Alden placed a boulder in his mighty slingshot and fired it at one of the bandits, and how if the town had a cistern, is the youngest daughter essentially emptied a whole cistern on top of another bandit. Just very over exaggerated.
There isn't a cistern in the town, but now there is one in the story.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't exist anymore because it was emptied out.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. And that's why there's a cave underneath our town.
Where are you now, though? In the aftermath of the attack.
Just that's actually tough to answer. I guess wherever my grandkids are right now, I guess. And,
Malton is looking over Solomon as Morian sees to him. Bartleby, where are you right now?
Bartleby, he and Monty, always by her side. She is once again honoring her role as town custodian, helping to clear out debris that could be hazardous to people. Maybe if they're stuck underneath some, or if stuff is still on fire, she's helping to put out the fires.
Okay, so search and rescue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, search and rescue along the way, trying to keep a light mood, but also respecting that this is a very painful time, and sometimes also just agrees to keep the silence as respect for those who passed.
Okay. Where are you now?
In respect to the chapel?
Were you in the aftermath of the attack? You don't have to be in the
aftermath.
chapel.
Oh, everything's alright now, right?
Well, the attack has stopped. Not all the bandits. There's a ton more that left after the attack. They promised to come back at some point, but for now, the attack is over.
Well, the buffalo aren't gonna feed themselves.
Right back to work. Expect nothing less. And
Who died?
Appears to be Vera.
Once more, man is on a death streak today. Solomon, we know where you are. Tell me, where are you in the aftermath of the attack? Right?
I was thinking about it. Though the first instinct would be the bar, Telly instead would be at the guard's main outpost. I'm not sure. Would it be the jail?
Barracks.
I
Or
don't
the,
even-
it would be the barracks
barracks,
or
yeah.
the office.
Yeah, either one of those. Mainly, he's looking for Captain. The captain of the guard.
Oh, he was
Can't
right
remember his
there with
name.
you when the attack ended, so
Exactly. Yeah.
would you stick by him then?
Yeah. He'd like to talk with him rather once things settled down.
Okay. In that case. So yes, for those who are in the chapel, being basically the men of the Duskor family, along with Granny aching over in the corner and her two dogs, a young half-elf girl by the name of Mina, who then apparently has her house was one of the ones burnt down in the attack, and the old man Rufus, the one who lives with his son on the outskirts of town. Not a super religious man, at least not as far as people know, but for some reason he's in church today. There's a knock, knock, knock at the door of the church.
Oh, hey, it's my dad.
Betta's grazing on the grass in the graveyard, keeping it nice and trim. At the door of the chapel, you see a small, diminutive little figure. Please drag and drop properly. There you go. You see a diminutive little figure come up, knock on the door, say, "Hello, am I at bad time?"
Looks up, blood-stained hands. I'm sorry. Can we help you?
With that, from beneath a hefty coat. Second, so Shift Z. Beneath a hefty coat, when you notice what you think at first might be like trails of sort of fuchsia hair, is actually a pair of very floppy ears on a very small individual under a wide brim hat. Second most distinctive thing you see about them is their glowing eyes. And then third is the massive backpack they have on them.
God, it's Vivi.
As they come kind of tottering in through the front door and says, "I am thinking that I am of great business sense to you. I think I am of great help and that you are of great help to me. Am I to enter allow?"
I look towards my father.
Kill the child.
Kill the
The
child.
priest is like, he's currently a little too focused on Solomon. Says, "The church welcomes all." Little, as he comes striding in, Rufus is giving him the one side eye, the one eye he has. "Hello to all. I am Spook."
His name is Spoon.
Spook.
Spoog.
But
That's
I should
somehow
know.
worse.
Oh.
Oh, like Spug but Spook.
Spook. Spud but Spook. "Oh, I am Spook. I am noticing you are of much trouble right now." He kind of looks around, sort of awaiting any sort of response, and goes, sort of like rifles around him in his coat, pulls out what looks like a small, kind of glued together book about the size of maybe your hand. He leafs through it, thumbs through. "I am what you call entrepreneur. Am I pronounced right? Am I pronounced right?" Kind of looks through just the dead silence being faced towards him.
He's like giving me "I burned down the village so I could come in and like try and make like a new venture."
Oh yeah,
vibes.
like just
I'm not
fucking
there, but
insurance
And
fraud.
Can intelligence village hick entrepreneur? Does he know that word? Probably not.
You can give me an int check if you like. Your father might have told you the word at some point. You might have even thought to ask what it means. Yeah.
Yeah.
He mentioned at one point. It means a guy with money that wants to put money in places.
Like a merchant? Salesman?
He
Trade?
looks. He kind of flips through the book again to another place, and back, in front. Is being close. I am Spook. I am of having investment opportunity.
I can't tell if this is a Kenku or someone who just is barely grasping common.
definitely not a Kenku. He has ears and human
I know.
face.
Oh, that's fair.
He takes the wide brim hat off now that he's indoors, and you see that it's a fairly short-looking, sort of purple-skinned, child proportioned individual with a pair of distinct, sort of almost burning red eyes and a pair of big floppy ears. A big toothy smile underneath that is mostly obscured by a muffler and the big what do you call it? The big collar of his coat. I am seeing that you are of much trouble at the moment, and I am thinking that you are He looks through again. Of needing help. Naya thinking I am of helping you. As he takes the backpack off his shoulders, lays it on the ground. Boom. As he rifles through the bag, takes something out, throws out a wooden spoon. There's what looks to be some sort of narrow metal pot that he drops on the ground. Some sort of device that smells vaguely like burnt ash. There's what looks to be a heap he throws on the ground that clinks, that on closer inspection is a chainmail shirt. A knife. There's a leather tube that seems to rustle with paper on the inside that he drops next to the bag. And then there's a clink of glass as he kind of, with most of his like torso, his upper torso embedded in the bag, comes back up with files between his fingers. I am purchaser and give moneyer of goods, of useful things, as he kind of totters over with the vials of liquid between his fingers. You are of many hurt people, many burn, many hurting, and also not very hurting yourself. I think you are lacking capital for future hurtings against hurters. He's like, you see the reflex of going through the book, but both his hands are full, and kind of shrugs and goes, so I am offering capital investment. I invest, you live, make money.
You know, just staring, trying to understand what's going on here.
Kind of.
You want to offer protection for money?
Protection. No protection, no fight, no hurt. Not in spook nature. No. Solution. Demonstration. Free samples. As he, with his teeth, he like twists his head to the side to get a better go at it. One of his ears kind of flops into his mouth. He almost bites down on it by accident as he's like taking the corks out of some of the vials. Wanders over towards Solomon, and then empties 3 of them into his face and mouth.
Oh, what are you doing?
I like this guy.
As Solomon, you heal 16 points of damage.
Oh.
He's heavily wounded. You can't just dump strange liquid into his face.
Solomon, you are jolted back into consciousness. Your mouth tastes weirdly of ash and something indescribable. Something that's indescribable at the same time familiar to you because it's the taste of magic on your tongue.
Oh!
Solomon.
Oh, that hit the spot.
As Spook drops the vials and goes, ta-da! That is what you say, yes?
Solomon now gasping and a little bit confused, but otherwise now alive, looks around a bit sluggishly. First at the figure.
Hello, I am Spook.
Then towards Bartleby, and then kind of looking back around the room before settling a bit on the 2 to his left. Father, what'd you say his name was again?
Morian.
Father Morian, and Alden, as he specifically looks to Alden, and with almost like a silent chuckle, looks to him with I guess like happiness in his eyes.
Alden,
As
who you notice looks kind of shell-shocked. His hands are drenched with blood.
But regardless, with kind of a strained, almost cough laugh, looks to him and says, "You young pup. You young pup."
Shut up! You almost died.
Yeah, but
It's true. You were of much dying.
you didn't let that happen, did you?
My father.
I was only of some
He
instrument.
And
looks to Father Morian.
I was only of some instrument to it. My son performed admirably. I would expect nothing less from him. God tested us on this day.
I knew he had it in him.
As did I. Now that Solomon's alive and breathing and conscious, Morian allows himself a moment to go relax and kind of scoot over on the cobblestones next to Alton, or on the step there going up to the altar. Gently takes him around the shoulder and says, "As a father, I cannot condone rushing blindly into a fight like that. At the same time, as your father, I could not be prouder of you today." I doubt you too much. I've come to realize that I doubt you far too much. You're a capable young man.
thank you, father.
So, after having free samples, what am thinking? As Spook once more pulls the attention towards himself. He's giving you a big, beaming, white, pearly, winning smile.
Thank you for the what did you call it? Free sample?
Free sample,
you
a
helped-
potion of
yes.
not hurting.
And you would give us more of these for what?
He kind of looks askance for a moment, like takes up one of his long earlobes in between a thumb and a forefinger, rubs it a bit, nibbles on it on the tip. Not of thinking that far.
Oh,
Well-
fair enough.
Village that live long, make money, make capital. I think maybe share capital, all profit. To which Morian then goes, "You wish to become a partial investor in the village?" To which he then, "Yes, that is having exact right." To which the Morian is, I believe the vampires might want to speak. yes, yes, the clavicle suckers, yes. I am hearing of them. Much business sense, very good people. Much wanting to talk to them. Kind of like pages through the book again. He lands on a particular section and says, "More than me." Yeah, the clavicle suckers. Yes. How far away? Kind of looks between. Which Granny Aking finally pipes up and says, "About 2 weeks horse ride south." Horse. He kind of like pages through. Undulate. Yes. Perhaps borrow. He kind of nods. Says, he slams the book shut and says, "Much good idea. Yes, I will be look finding to clavicle suckers, talk them, invest, return, and all not die." It's good arrangement, no?
Yes, but why would you help us?
To which that Spoog kind of slides the pocketbook into his back into his coat and goes, "It's just good business."
We don't really have a lot of money.
Where she brings up a finger and says, "Yet." Spoog, turn things around. First, hurters. He kind of looks like off in the vague direction of where the bandits retreated.
Herders.
He's like, important word. Thief. Evil. Take useful things from people. Worst kind. Worst. Kind of like gives a sort of like matter of factual like shake of his hand as his ears kind of flop back and forth. Worst kind. Very happy to see many dead.
I'm so happy Tully isn't here right now. This poor boy. He would have gotten punched.
I'm so sad Tully isn't here right now. Aldo needs help. He's just a boy. He doesn't speak for the
Just
village.
a boy.
I'm just a kid. And
My life is a nightmare. But yes, to which Spoog like throws his stuff back into his pack. He latches it shut, puts it back on his shoulders without. So much thanking for time and for consultancy. Nods to Solomon, says, "Much happy alive, much happy not hurt."
Solomon nods back.
He tips his wide brim hat to you and says, "Always happy with satisfied customer." Tips his hat to the rest of the people within the church, few as they are, and says, "We'll scout more for investment opportunity within living home, and then go visit clavicle suckers. Perhaps much good business dealing had. Wheel and deal," as he turns around on one heel and strides out of the church.
The best character has arrived.
As he leaves, Solomon is Solomon groans a little as he tries to sit up a little bit in his. Presumably he's in a bed or something, trying to adjust himself in bed,
You're
trying
in
to sit
you're
up.
in a makeshift
ways.
mattress on the floor of the chapel.
Hmm.
One among many, as there you see lots of spatters of blood here and there, soiled mattresses. This place was turned into a triage center in the aftermath of the attack.
And as he adjusts himself, he kind of winces a little bit and then just kind of lies back again before looking back over to Father Mori and says, "So, what happened?"
That one frothing bandit seemed dead set on taking you to the afterlife with him. Buried his pick in your gut,
Evidently.
and he took you down. Not soon after, though, Dutch of all people, quiet boy, I suppose it's always the quiet ones, quite literally cleft him in twain. Vertically, I should add. From the jewels to the pate. Fortunately enough, Alton here was able to stabilize you. I tore off a scrap of my robe, and he was able to put pressure on the wound, stop you from bleeding any more than necessary.
Solomon nods at that. A very thankful nod.
As I said, I think he made us both proud today. After that, it's been recovery efforts. We've been pulling people from wreckages, bodies and living alike, trying to figure out what we're going to do next. We even have the time to rebuild before the next attack, but there is hope. The size of the attack, we managed to save quite a few.
Looks over to Father Morian and speaks softly. Do you remember what I told you about that one man with the bad spirits around him?
I do, yes.
I have a feeling those bad spirits and that madness in that one man's eye aren't coincidental.
No, I fear you're correct. Whatever is behind that is behind the other. It was likely behind the ferocity with which they attacked our town.
Wouldn't be surprised there was some kind of cult behind this.
Perhaps they did.
But
They did utter a battle cry that sounded not unlike a proclamation of some cults. I believe they said something along the lines of mercy. In one case, I believe one said for the one mentioned a lady. I believe they may be some form of Gadsrich faithful, unless it's some twisted form. But
he adjusts himself in bed again, trying to prop himself up on at least something. As he talks to him,
you
says,
could potentially prop yourself
sleep.
up on a pew.
Yeah, let's save the we could probably save the speculating until we're in better health.
Likely save it for whenever we manage to get together a town meeting. We must all collude. We must plan for the future.
Now I need to make sure my stomach doesn't fall out my ass.
No need to be so crude.
Come on, a little bit of gallows humor. Why not?
Always more of the sort. As he then sort of props you up and lifts you to your feet.
It's a shame. Kind of made peace with my death before. Wouldn't have been too bothered.
You say that, but look at the state of Alden.
I know.
Right then, I think that's enough for one day. I think we should all... I think we've all earned a reprieve. Well, those who wish to stay within the church may. I will continue cleaning and sanitizing the building. Those who wish to return home may. Solomon? We'll always
Yeah,
welcome your
Solomon
help here within
will-
the village.
Solomon will rise to his feet, very, very slowly but steadily rise to his feet, like looking around, saying, "Did you manage to get my equipment at all? I just need to take some of that back to the stead." If not, don't worry, I can
think it
always
would be-
wait.
I do believe that one of the guards picked up your weapon.
Alright then.
Rather than it lying there among the bodies.
Well, regardless. Today was a difficult day, but I'm just glad at least someone came out alive.
More than, quite honestly, could have been expected. It was a test, and I dare say that for the time being we've at least succeeded. Though it's likely not to be the last.
Yeah, the wolves will come a barking again, but until then, let's rest.
Let's rest. And with
As
that, pull away.
as Solomon turns to all and says, "Thank you both again." For turning and slowly making his way out of the chapel or the temple of sorts.
I think chapel would be more apt in this case.
Yeah.
It's not quite a temple size. But yeah.
Yeah.
With that, we will move over here. As I believe Bartleby is doing her rounds, helping clean up the village.
Yes.
You were all seen to. He's back on the field. Kelly,
Hi.
you wanted to talk to Captain Denman. Eventually, once the sheer bulk of the search and rescue is done, once it's fairly certain that all heads are accounted for and nobody else can be saved at this point, and at this point it's just wreckage cleanup. He'll finally allow himself to stop. He moves like a machine for most of the day. From building to building, house to house, person to person. Grab burnt wood, shift out of way, find bodies, pull out. He would do it without saying a single word. And eventually, when it concludes, whether you help or not, whatever level you decide or choose to, he eventually stops, sits down on a marker rock somewhere within the village, a corner. Let's have a deep breath.
Let me zoom. There we go. Now that I am properly zoomed out. Kind of plopping on down next to him. Not on the same rock, but like on this one right here. He'll look over to the captain. He's probably been honestly doing the exact same thing. He's been pulling people out of rubble, bodies, whatnot. Not been a fun day, but it's work, and the work needs to be done.
Honestly, not that different from a normal day. Just more
Exactly.
macabre.
Just a little more macabre. He's probably been pulling this wagon.
Bring out your dead.
He'll look over to the captain, whose name I cannot remember because it's
Denma.
close. It starts with a D. Denma. There we go. Alright, so Denma. What are we gonna do?
One gloved, gauntleted hand comes up to his face and comes fingers like ashen blood smear across his face as he drags his fingers down it, and then rests his hand in one palm, his head in one palm. To me, I never ran this place. Just trying to keep it safe. We do what we can.
I don't think we can do enough. No. I'm not trying to complain. You know, I don't like that, but much as I don't like the mosquitoes up down south, it may be worth giving them a poke. Or even just putting out a call for someone to help. I'm old. You're old. And half the village is old. And the only people who are able to fight, we're not in our prime anymore. I could have smashed him if I was 40 years younger, but I'm not. And all we got is kids. It ain't their fight either.
Fucking 12-year-olds.
You were there the last time that alarm sounded. I was there. I'm trying to say,
Never again.
never again. We ain't got much.
Fuck, you're right. Hate it. Hate it. Hate that you're right.
Trust me, I don't like being right when I have to be like this. We can't do this.
Talk to the elder. Assuming he's still alive. Haven't seen him all day. Put out a call to the neighboring villages, see if they can help. Anybody passing through. Any decent adventurers who won't charge us everything we got in our coffers.
There were those weirdos way back about a year ago. Passed through.
Yeah, and then they pass through again. I don't know when they'll be back.
I
Oh,
think
they-
they went
they-
up down to the.
They pass
They
through.
went up to Strasbourg.
Yeah. Little shithole right here. It's doing pretty damn good these days. I also know when they pass through, they didn't stop for much. Problem probably is they're just not there. We're not their focus. We're not that important to them. I don't know why they'd do anything for us, but it's worth a try. Worst case
Or at least
scenarios, the vamps at least, maybe if they think their investment's in danger, but if they think we can't take care of things here, they're gonna take over the whole operation.
I don't want that happening either.
Wait for that to happen. At that point,
We got neighbors in the north.
this whole village will get ghouled if that happens.
Well, then maybe we look north, or
North's
Well.
death, but Strasbourg might be worth it.
maybe not picking up and moving, but getting something going with them. If they're thriving so much.
Maybe they can lend a little bit of that to us. Hate all the death, but it's that or die. Those bandits aren't gonna stop anytime fucking soon. That piece of shit stood there for 3 minutes talking about how everything. See, there's just this impotent rage on his face. It says, "You weren't there for it, but." Said he's got a benefactor. Says he's got an edge that we can't compete against, and that if we think we can whittle their numbers down to not even think about it.
Well, then we definitely need help.
Solomon saw something. Thought I saw something too. Something about that guy. There's magic about him. And we got nothing for that. So yeah. Here's hoping. As he
I think
will.
I think I'm gonna take a trip.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go up north.
Oak Strasburg.
It was worth a shot. It's been about 40 years, but well, I've been there once before Strasburg was even a thought. I'm looking for my old home, but well, I know the way.
Take some people with you. It's not safe otherwise. Even with the new roads.
Not what these bandits about.
Damn right.
I didn't think I'd be leaving this place ever again. I ain't too happy about it, but
And he's doing
I guess
it,
I got one more.
He
Yeah.
unlatches the longsword, which at this point has been unbuckled from his belt for a while. He, like in the scabbard, he plants the tip in the ground and uses it as a makeshift cane to leverage himself up onto his feet. What it's worth, Telly. I'm glad you were there today. All of y'all. This whole village came together. We lost a lot of good people. We saved a lot more. I'm gonna try and get word out. Maybe put a bounty on these bandits. You go see if Strasburg can spare any help.
Sounds like a plan to me. Don't die while I'm gone.
Don't you die on the road. We need you.
I'm only good for causing trouble. And they'll just kind of stand on up.
It's a trouble kind of day.
If I'm gonna cause it with anybody, I may as well cause it to them damn bandits. It's been a little while. Alright. You know, I think I'm gonna go poke that Duskor kid just one more time before I go.
I think he's been itching to get out of the village for a while. I think he might-
Exactly.
Him and his sister. Both restless types.
Well, I don't think his sister's old enough to leave the nest yet, but that boy was about my age when I did. So, I'll see what he's thinking.
Take care of him.
Yeah.
See you around.
I'll do what I can. He'll just trail on off to grab some things.
You'll see, he'll wave to you as you depart, and he'll say, "Seeing you, Brusso." As he resumes his patrol. And I think, just about hitting midnight, is when I'll call the session. With that, concludes the short shot.
All
The
right.
town,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
the town
Yeah.
of Thavanovsk. While that wasn't necessarily the sweeping combat encounter, that was still decisive enough to decide just how far the chaos would spread through the village. You guys fought on a key choke point that stopped bandits dead in their track from hitting a far more defenseless, also potentially key part of the village that, had it been damaged, would have resulted in many, many fires spreading, many deaths. Ultimately, while the village was not unscathed and accomplishing as much would have been damn near impossible, you all acquitted yourselves quite well, and I won't say there's any disappointment to it, but I was fully prepared for at least a couple of people to die today. But you all showed yourselves to be quite capable.
I'd like to think the tactician feature.
Absolutely. That sped things
That was
quite a
actually
bit.
perfect, yeah.
That sped things
Yes.
along quite a lot, yes. A d6 of damage at first level makes a big difference. So, thank you all very much for playing today. The future of Savanosk is not bleak. Not as bleak as it could have been. It's not bright, but it's better. And also, potentially means that whenever anybody comes passing through, say, you're into a group of adventurers,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
they may find the place in far better sorts than it otherwise would have been. And that's a story for the future. We return back, I think, next week, hopefully, next Saturday, to the Quadranon, where the group gets to return to, oh my god, we just got lit on fucking fire. Oh my god, there was a warehouse. Oh no, fish. Barrels
did
and
it.
barrels of fish. Also a blind dragon. But that did get cured. He did get cured.
There were several people in the party that had cure blindness and deafness, so yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he got cured.
There's no such thing as cure blindness and deafness. There is things like remove curse, which help because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
believe
there's
that the
a-
cruelty just curses. Yes.
Okay, if not, I did go through Siren's spell list, and she does have, I think it's a 3rd level spell, remove blindness / deafness.
Oh, that is a spell.
But obviously, you still have to, yeah. I think you still have to roll for it, or maybe not. Maybe it just works.
I think it might be a spell level check, but regardless, that's maybe something for next time. For now, we leave behind the village of Savanosk, and next week we will return to the Quadranon, back to the hellish chaos that is one small favor for a king. Anyway, thank you very much for playing, and thank you folks for watching. It is very much appreciated. Hope you guys have a lovely day after this. Take care of yourselves. It's a rough world out there. Take care of each other. And I will hopefully see all of you next time.
Yeah, stick together. Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, if nothing showed you the power of teamwork and friendship, today it was the murdering spree that the players went on. Nothing solidifies a friendship like over a nice hot cup of blood. Anyway,
yes.
take care, everybody. Goodbye.